What league is that? Is that Div two, Div?
Division three.
Say, did you get drafted out of there? Or?
Yep. I got drafted out of there. Billy Wagner got drafted out of there first round of the following year. Right after that, we were a hotbed of baseball. We would beat Virginia Tech. We would beat Virginia. We would beat all of them, especially when we had Billy on the mound. He's throwing 98 miles an hour. So he didn't know where it was going back then, but it was 98 coming hard. So we had really good teams. I think my last year we were like 37-4 or something like that. So it was a really good place for me. It really catapulted me. And most people are like, oh, Division three, it's pretty good baseball. And if you're good enough, they'll find you.
Yeah, and that's what we tell all of our players. Like, you don't need to go Div one. Like, I know it's Div one is up here for a lot of people in their mind, but go play junior college, and you don't need to go Div one to make it. You just got to get there and you got to grind, right? So
Yeah. Well, as a coach, I will tell you that majority of the players, if they're not out of Division one, if they're not drafted in the first couple of rounds, they're more just like fillers. You'll see more guys from high schools, from junior colleges, from NAIA, from Division two. They're the raw kids that probably just didn't have it to begin with out of high school, but then they develop more in college, and you see so many more guys make it actually than you do. We call them fillers, right? So like when we had Corey Seager out of high school, we made sure that we put some college guys, senior college guys, and maybe some junior college guys around him because he was our number one prospect, and we had to make sure Corey Seager is going to make it. So we put him around some older guys who played Division one baseball, right? So the pitching is not overwhelming for them. That's the only difference between Division one and Division three is the velocity. But once you get used to the velocity, it's all the same.
that's awesome to hear, because like I said, a lot of kids think that if they don't go Div one, then they're not going to make it, when it's almost the complete opposite is what
It
you're
is.
saying.
It is. I definitely agree because usually if you're going to Division one and if you're going to go to Division one and you can just play as a freshman, you're probably a first round or second round draft choice anyway. Because majority of times you have to sit for a couple of years and wait for someone to graduate or whatever, or an injury or something like that. So I would highly recommend going Division two, Division three, or JUCO, like you said, to start off and get to play, because that's the only way you're gonna get better is to play.
Yeah, and you just got to grind, right? You gotta put in the work no matter where you are. So